I want to thank Galveston County Tea Party for inviting me to do this. I'm here on behalf of Clear Lake Tea Party. I'm a board member for them, so I'm kind of excited to be here back in my home county. Been a resident here for 10 years, and I'm anxious to see how things unfold tonight. Just to give you an idea how things are going to go, we're going to interview each candidate one at a time. Approximately 10 minutes. We're going to ask them each 4 questions with possible follow-ups depending on how they answer. And that's about it. It's going to be a funny. After that, we're going to have a debate portion. We're going to have 3 questions. I'm going to ask a prepared question, and then the candidates will have a chance to ask each other questions as well. So if we can have the first candidate out, we had agreed that this hat maker, I believe, is going to go first.
Okay.
Will someone go first? Judge Henry. Can we get a hand for Judge Henry, please? Okay, Judge, the first question is, what is the job description of the position you are seeking? Easy one for you. You've done the job for 4 years now. And what are the 2 most important duties, in your opinion? And then I'd like to follow up with that, so you can think about it while you're answering. Give yourself a performance review for your first term in office, please.
The job description is about the most encompassing job description you can imagine. I am very fortunate. I sit in the only job that I've ever heard of that has parts of all functions of government. We have a legislative authority, or a responsibility, we have a judicial responsibility, we have an executive responsibility. So my position can range for everything from working on the budget for mosquito control to ordering evacuation in the event of a hurricane, which I would like to never ever do, by the way, to setting policy for the county. So it's a very encompassing job description, and there's nothing that goes on in the county that I don't have a part in or a role in somehow, some way, if nothing else from the budgetary or the policy standpoint. Two most important duties, I think, that being the presiding officer of Commissioner's Court meets in theory every other week, and actually about once a week. And the second responsibility, I guess, would be the most important, would be the executive authority that I have to use judiciously from time to time to impose burn bans, to impose fireworks bans, and again, hopefully to never ever order an evacuation, but unfortunately I do have that authority. As I like to joke, we can go an entire career and never have to do that when we have to.
What about your performance?
Performance, considering the fact that it's a very difficult job and there is no one shop stopping, there is no owner's manual for this job. That is found in all of the Texas code. It's found in all kinds of places. I would say that since I have delivered on every single campaign promise or made significant inroads toward it, I would say certainly hope that I learn things to beat.
Question number 2. Campaign finance is a large issue in the state, obviously. Are you going to disclose your biggest donors and how you would balance their expectations with that of the voters that you represent?
Certainly, we do disclose our donors on our campaign finance report, and my campaign finance report is online. Anybody can go from the convenience of your pajamas in your living room and go look at my campaign finance report. As far as biggest donors go, off the top of my head, I don't know that I can remember who they are. I've got a few campaign countries in the 5,000 range. One was from a lifelong friend of mine that I got for 30-something years. He has no political interest, no ties to the county. He just thinks I do a good job. But as far as specifics, I have to look them up. But again, it's online. Anybody can know. Balance out with the needs of voters. One of the biggest problems we have is getting the word out. Campaigns are expensive events. So the Tea Party knows this was an expensive event. That's why they're going to ask for help at the end, which I encourage you to do. It takes money to get out the message as a candidate of what you intend to do, or as an elected of what you have done. And that is one criticism I hear constantly. How come I did not know there was a trash day in San Leon? How come I did not know this? And voter or constituent contact is a difficult and expensive proposition. So in working with those funds that you get, part of what you have to do is address to your constituents what you have done. And as far as balancing it goes, I don't think there's anyone who will ever hear me say anything other than there is no correlation between your supporting me and anything in the future. I hope you're supporting me because you think I'm a good guy and I'm doing a good job, and that's where it is.
Tell us about a difficult executive decision you made and describe what guided your decision.
Difficult executive decision. It seems like they're all difficult executive decisions. I'll say that sincerely, they are all difficult decisions. And I'll start with one that we're actually in the middle of right now, and that's the restructuring of the JP course. Now there's several JPs here. And it's a difficult decision because I know these people and I like these people and I work with them. Unfortunately, I ran on the platform of we have too many JPs, we need to reduce that number down. So it's extremely difficult, and I know that I may come across as cold-hearted at times. That's not what I am at all. I'm very sensitive to the fact that in doing what the people have asked me to do, that I am putting some people out of a job that they enjoy doing. And that's very difficult. It really, you can feel bad about it, but it's what the people have asked you to do. We didn't do that. We just simply went from 9 justice courts to 4 based on caseload. And then the voters will decide, and many of them here are running for those positions, the voters will decide who they would like to have in those positions. Yes, to continue us further down this road, in balancing the caseload of the JPs, we will now have more closer to a full-time position, and we will pay them more. They'll have a higher salary, and they'll have more staff to balance out what is going to be more closely associated with a full-time JP job. Just over the course of time, we had developed, in our opinion, too many JPs and a declining caseload, and it was something that we ran on, something the voters talked strongly about, that they think there's just too many.
All leaders have to deal with conflict situations. Describe a recent disagreement or conflict you personally had to handle within your position as the judge.
Commissioner's Court. I have joked several times from the dais that anyone who thinks these deals will work out ahead of time, just look at this. There's often lively and spirited debate. There is often a philosophical disagreement, and I'm talking about among the Republicans. We expect to have philosophical disagreements with our Democrat member. But the disagreement is because you've got a bunch of intelligent people up there who have a different idea of how to accomplish a specific goal. And for those of you who read the paper, we're having that problem right now with the legal notices published in the newspaper. And that was another difficult decision because we see the value. Unfortunately, we felt guided and directed by our county legal and our county purchasing to go a different direction. So trying to balance all that from gentlemen who have very strong wills, and there's just no ladies on the board, I'm not being sexist, but balancing on the strong wills and their strong opinions can be a challenge at times. But again, it's aired out in public debate, and again, anyone who thinks those deals work out behind the scenes clearly doesn't come to Commissioner's Court or watches us online, which you can do now. And I'd like to look for the viewership of 14 hours.
All right, well, that concludes our questioning for you. Thank you very much, Judge.